The recent revelation by former military head of state Ibrahim Babangida that acknowledged that Moshood Abiola won the 1993 presidential election has continued to generate public reactions. Even when some analysts believe that the confession is late in coming, the issue will likely dominate the public space for a long time because of the impact of the annulment of the election on socio-political and economic development of the country. Correspondent Raymond Kenbat examines the background to the recent revelations by the former military president as contained in his book, A Journey in Service.
The book, which offers insights into key moments in the country's history, also addresses other national controversies, including the 1976 coup attempt that led to the assassination of the then head of state, Murtala Muhammad, and the 1986 letter bomb that killed investigative journalist Dele Giwa. The 1993 election, which was part of General Ibrahim Babangida's transition program aimed at returning Nigeria to civilian rule, had two main candidates, Moshood Abiola of the Social Democratic Party and Bashiru Tofa of the National Republican Convention, with Abiola winning the election with a majority of votes in 19 of the 30 states, securing 58.4% of the total votes cast. Babangida annulled the election, citing a court order obtained by a group that called itself Association for a Better Nigeria, led by Otto Nzeribe, which sparked widespread protests and violence across the country, culminating in clashes between security forces and demonstrators, leading to loss of many lives and property and period of uncertainty and instability. Former President Ibrahim Babangida acknowledged that Moshood Abiola won the 1993 presidential election, fulfilling the two key constitutional requirements, majority votes and geographical spread.
Credible, free and fair elections were held on June 12, 1993. As the leader of the military administration, I accept full responsibility for all decisions taken under my watch. And June 12 happened under my watch. Mistakes, oversights, and missteps happened in quick succession. But I say in my book, in all matters we acted in the supreme national interest so that Nigeria could survive. Our nation's march to democracy was interrupted, a fact that I deeply regret, but Nigeria survived and democracy is still alive.
According to Babangida, Abiola secured 8,128,720 votes, surpassing Bashiru Tofa's 5,848,247 votes, and obtained the mandatory one-third of votes in 28 states, including Abuja. The June 12 presidential election, conducted by the Professor Humphrey Nwosu-led National Electoral Commission of Nigeria, is still reputed as Nigeria's freest and fairest election. A security expert, Jackson Lekon Ojo, expressed disappointment that the winner of the 1993 polls, MKO Abiola, was not alive to reap the benefits of the belated expose by General Babangida.
It's like this man, the former military president, just came yesterday to pour salt upon an injury, because the injury incurred by Nigerians from the annulment of June 12 is still very fresh in our blood, in our body. So somebody is now coming to tactically from the back door to reconcile after he must have damaged a lot of things. You understand? To me, it is not a welcome development at all. And I can't say kudos to him. What had been damaged that time had been damaged, and there had been no repair. So there is no point somebody is coming to gather some persons and to want to confess that MK Abiola won the election. No, Nigerians knew then that MK Abiola won the election. The only thing that happened was the military president that time annulled that election. So we don't want anybody to come around to tell us that MK won the election. We knew that he won the election. There are a lot of confessions that by Humphrey Nwosu that confessed that he won the election. Professor Omoruyi came out that time and confessed that he won the election. So we don't want anybody to come and tell us that he won the election. He won the election, and we don't want to hear it from any other person.
A journalist and public affairs analyst, Olaleko Ige, also bared his mind on the recent revelations by IBB.
What is new is that he's not telling Nigerians that he was not aware that that election was annulled. He's not telling Nigerians that it was the second in command, late Augustus Aikomu, was the one who annulled that election, and it was not to his knowledge. I think that's the only new thing Nigeria now hearing, because for those of us that were quite active then in 1993, and for a lot of Nigerians who knew Babangida then, Babangida told all of us that it was not only in power, it was in government. So I'm shocked and surprised that Babangida is not telling us that there were a lot of powerful people in his administration that couldn't control. He's just mentioned one of them, Augustus Aikomu. He's just mentioned even probably the most significant of them, Sani Abacha. Babangida has now admitted to us now that he couldn't control Sani Abacha, or he was rather afraid of Sani Abacha. And that is new because if you watch the events that dovetailed into the annulment of June 12 and the aftermath of setting up an interim national government, then you begin to wonder, is Babangida really telling Nigerians all of the truth?
The events surrounding the 1993 national presidential elections in Nigeria offer several lessons for Nigerian leaders, including the fact that the annulment of the election results was a clear disregard for the will of the Nigerian people. It also brought to the fore the fact that the use of court orders and other tactics to annul the election results undermined the legitimacy of the government. The election and its aftermath had no doubt highlighted the deep-seated divisions within the Nigerian society, emphasizing the need for leaders to promote unity and inclusivity while ensuring that justice, equity, fairness, and good conscience prevail at all times. I am Raymond Ken Mbata, reporting for Signature TV.
The